Welcome to another episode of ILoveAptitudeTests. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and Neely Fuller Jr., two prominent scholars on systemic racism, outlined the 9 areas of human activity where white supremacy as a global system of domination maintains control over non-white people. What are the 9 areas of activity controlled by white supremacy? Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. Let's break them down further. Economics, which is the control over wealth and resources. White supremacy operates by controlling access to wealth, land, and financial opportunities. Non-white communities often face discriminatory lending practices, i.e. redlining, and predatory loans. Black businesses struggle to get funding compared to white-owned businesses. The racial wage gap persists, with Black and Latino workers earning significantly less than their white counterparts. Education, which is the control over knowledge and narratives. School curricula are designed to center European history while downplaying or distorting the histories of non-white people. Black history is often limited to slavery and the civil rights movement, ignoring thousands of years of Black achievements. Non-white students often have fewer resources, underfunded schools, and face higher rates of discipline compared to white students. Standardized tests are often culturally biased against non-white students. Entertainment, which is the control over media and cultural representation. Hollywood and mainstream media promote negative stereotypes of Black people. For example, calling us thugs, criminals, or hyper-sexualized Black women. White-owned record labels profit from Black artists, but often push destructive themes in music like hip-hop and R&B. Black creators frequently have their work stolen, appropriated, or rewritten to fit white-centered narratives. The lack of diversity in executive positions allows white gatekeepers to decide how non-white people are portrayed. Labor, which is the exploitation and discriminatory employment practices. Historically, Black labor built the wealth of many Western nations. Slavery, sharecropping, and low-wage work were all contributions. Today, Black workers face job discrimination, wage suppression, and are overrepresented in low-paying jobs, while being underrepresented in executive roles. Union-busting tactics often target black workers who organize for better pay and conditions. Workplace culture often reinforces racial hierarchies, limiting non-white workers' opportunities for advancement. Law, which is racial disparities in justice and policing. Black and brown people are disproportionately targeted by police, leading to higher rates of arrest, incarceration, and police violence. The legal system enforces laws that disproportionately harm non-white communities. For example, the war on drugs and the three strikes laws. White individuals are more likely to receive lighter sentences for the same crimes that land black individuals in prison for decades. The prison industrial complex profits from the incarceration of non-white people through private prisons and forced prison labor. Politics, which is manipulation of power and representation. Voter suppression tactics. For example, gerrymandering, ID laws, purging voter rolls, target black communities. Black politicians often face more scrutiny and barriers to gaining power. Political policies disproportionately affect non-white communities, from redistricting to healthcare laws. The two-party system in the U.S. often does not serve the best interests of black people, leading to a lack of real political power. Religion, which is spiritual control and theological domination. White supremacy has historically used Christianity to justify racism. An example, slavery and colonization. Indigenous spiritual systems, African religions, and other non-white belief systems were demonized and suppressed. Images of a white Jesus reinforce the idea that divinity and morality are linked to whiteness. Many black churches, while crucial in civil rights movements, are also controlled by doctrines that discourage resistance to oppression. Sex, which is the control over gender, relationships, and overall standards of beauty. European beauty standards, which is light skin and fair hair, are upheld as the ideal, leading to self-hate and colorism in black communities. Black men and women are often hypersexualized or desexualized in media and in society. Interracial relationships are often scrutinized within black communities due to the legacy of white sexual violence during slavery and segregation. The regulation of black women's bodies from reproductive rights to dress codes, is part of systemic control. And lastly, war, which is military power and global dominance. Western militaries disproportionately target and destroy non-white nations. An example, Iraq, Libya, and Vietnam. U.S. military recruitment often preys on low-income Black and Latino communities. White-led nations control global resources through economic and military warfare, maintaining dominance over African, Latin American, and Middle Eastern nations. The criminalization of Black revolutionaries, an example, Black Panthers, Malcolm X, shows how internal war is waged against Black resistance movements. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and Neely Fuller Jr. explained that understanding these areas is crucial for dismantling white supremacy, as they shape every aspect of society and keep systemic racism in place. Neely Fuller Jr. goes in to explain that white supremacy is the most powerful system on the planet, and it operates through these 9 areas to maintain control. He's well known by saying, if you do not understand white supremacy, racism, and what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you.